Silicon Valley is home to the most concentrated colony of technology startups in the world, with Facebook, Instagram, Apple, and Google all being an example of its success as a tech startup haven. Ever since its rise in the mid-1990s, many emerging startup colonies around the world have begun to emulate Silicon Valley's ecosystems, or should we say, startup model, in an attempt to stimulate self-entrepreneurship amongst the new generation tycoons-to-be. On this episode, we look at startup incubators in Africa, examining the innovations, the entrepreneurs, and the long-drawn procedures required to get to the seed funding to launch new ideas that are being understood to solve some of the world's most fundamental challenges. I'm James Layode, and you're watching Channel Discovery. If there was one common denominator across the world amongst investors and entrepreneurs, it would simply be finding a big idea. Today, debates across Africa have been that African startups are better off promoting entrepreneurial and digital skills than primarily searching for the big idea. Based on your recent experiences, how helpful would you describe an incubator?
It's been extremely helpful. We've been in incubation with the Co-Creation Hub for a year now, and they've coached us in a lot of things we weren't aware about and sort of opened our eyes to the way business works here and really everywhere, and what one needs to prepare oneself for as a startup in this environment. So it's been extremely helpful.
How tedious is the process of getting seed funds from incubators?
Well, in my case, it was quite challenging. I'm not necessarily blaming that on the process. Maybe that was my fault. We approached CC Hub many years ago, and we initially didn't receive a response. And I think the problem was our business plan had too many ideas in it, and I think we needed to whittle it down and focus on one. So eventually what happened is we attended a competition, the Raspberry Pi Jam. And after winning that competition, that's what sort of opened the door. And that was where we built the first version of the energy monitor. We won the prize for most likely to use and most innovative product. So it's challenging getting across to incubators.
What makes you think your ideas will become successful as originally envisioned?
Well, it's already a success in the sense that we built a tool that we needed and we're using it to our own benefit. Here in my home and workshop, we're already saving quite a bit of money on diesel as a result, and we're already helping our clients in the test phase save money. So we've already solved the problem. So I think just living here and having the expertise and having the understanding of the requirements in the environment will make our products a success. And of course, thorough business planning is not to be eluded.
Aside from funding, what are some of the challenges that youth businesses face on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I consider myself lucky in terms of the team that I have, but it took a lot of effort to put this team together. We interviewed more than 100 people when we were starting out at the beginning of the year, and not just finding people with the right skill sets, but also finding people with the right attitude has been very challenging.
So we're about to go to the lab?
Yes. Yes, this is the lab. This is where the hardware comes to life. Here we've got some of the older generations. This is where it all started. This is the first device we built.
So what are these actually?
These are energy monitors. We've got one live in operation over there on the wall. And yeah, so this is the current generation of device. And what you do is you hook up some sensors at the inputs at the bottom, typically 3 for your generator, 3 for the grid, and 2 for a single-phase inverter.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have more devices than that, then you can use several of these as well.
Okay. Now what about these right here?
Okay, well, we're actually printing, this is a 3D printer, and we're printing a case for one of those devices right now, so we're making one right now.
Oh, wow.
Takes,
I've never actually seen a 3D printer before.
Yeah? Yeah, this one is a bit old. We've had to do some work on it to get it to work properly on these larger prints. It takes about 16 hours to make one case.
Okay. So what would you do if you won the $1 million US for your idea?
I'd take the idea to the next level. I'd go into production. I'd put at least another 14 people at work, so a total of 20. And I'd help people solve problems. I'd help people cut their running costs with their generators, and I'd help people evaluate transitions to renewable power sources like solar.
And what are your future plans for both here in Nigeria or elsewhere?
Well, I mean, I'm happy if on my deathbed I can say I've put 500,000 people into work in industry, directly or indirectly. I'll be happy if I can say that.
All right, Mr. Ifedayo Oladapo, thank you very much for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
With a vast majority of its population under the age of 35, countries like Nigeria and others alike in Africa need to encourage youth enterprise and entrepreneurship to inspire the next generation towards increasing local economic growth. Lessons learned. The winning strategy for most startup businesses is think big and global, but start small and possibly local. I'm James Layode, and until next episode on Channel Discovery, take care and goodbye for now.